Hello again, and a very warm welcome to Inside TYPO3. It's already April, and it's been a busy start to the year, with a range of events taking place over the last 4 months. These included TYPO3 Camp Mitteldeutschland, Webcamp Venlo, and our very first TYPO3 community sprint here in Dusseldorf. As well as this, in February we also celebrated the first release of TYPO3 version 13. And to kick off our first episode of 2024, we sit down with everyone's favourite core developer and fine dining connoisseur, Ollie Barsh, to find out about the work he and the core team have been doing to bring us TYPO3 version 13. Then it's an update from myself, where I share some of my personal experiences from my recent trips to UK GovCamp and PHP UK. But first, let's catch up like we always do by taking a quick look at the latest release information. In late February, TYPO3 version 11.5.36 was released, and last week saw the release of TYPO3 version 12.4.14. In February, we also saw the first release of TYPO3 version 13, which we'll take a closer look at in today's episode. At the time of recording, TYPO3 version 13.0.1 is available to download, and currently is only recommended for new projects. To find out more about these releases and more, head over to get.typo3.org. Next up, it's community extensions. A relatively quiet time, we've seen minor updates for several popular extensions, including Container, TYPO3 Headless API, News, PowerMail, and TYPO3 Console. For more information on community extensions, head over to extensions.typo3.org. Moving on to events, the TYPO3 General Assembly takes place this week in Zurich, Switzerland, swiftly followed by TYPO3 Camp Switzerland. The Best Practices team have a remote code sprint on the 7th of May, followed by a TYPO3 community sprint taking place on the 10th of June here in Dusseldorf. And don't forget, this year's Developer Days takes place between the 1st and 3rd of August. Tickets are selling out fast, so make sure to get yours in before it's too late. Next, let's hear from our first sponsor, DMK eBusiness. DMK eBusiness is a leading agile open source service provider with 45 employees in 3 locations. For businesses seeking transformation, they deliver sophisticated solutions based on technologies such as TYPO3 and Symfony, all characterized by their high flexibility, scalability, and performance. Visit dmk-ebusiness.de to find out more, and be sure to check out their case study on typo3.com to find out about the work they did with the city of Leipzig. Next, we head over to Fuerteventura, where Louise and the team have been catching up with Ollie Barsh.
Alles klar, dann hi Ollie, thanks for stopping by.
Hi.
So, looking at your social media feed for the past several weeks, I can tell you've been quite busy with traveling around for the TYPO3 community. If I didn't miss anything, you've been to FOSDEM, the first quarterly TYPO3 community sprint, and CloudFest.
Yes.
So, I guess you could say it's been quite busy in the beginning of the year. And for the listeners back home, we're now at the first ever TYPO3 camp in Fuerteventura. So, would you like to share your favorite memories from the last couple of events with us?
Yeah, sure. FOSDEM was a really great event. I was there as part of the Meet TYPO3 Ed program, so I was more or less representative for TYPO3, and it was such a nice event because all the tools I'm using in a daily basis. I had the chance to talk to the actual developers of those softwares. And also the free open source spirit, I appreciated it really much to have the chance to get there. And yeah, also the surf camp, which sadly will end today, was really cool, really great, connecting to a lot of people around the world, especially Europe people. So yeah. And our team worked on a project for the public sector intranet, and we did great and had a lot of fun building the site and talking to the other teams, exchange our ideas, which problems we faced, how we resolved them, and yeah.
Thanks. So you already skipped my next 2 questions, which is great. So thanks for answering. So the actual purpose of this interview is to sit down with you to find out a little bit more about version 13. So for everyone who hasn't been able to keep up with the development and progress, could you tell me just what are the main goals with version 13?
Yeah, main goals are basically having presets. So
What are presets?
yeah, presets are fully configured and featured TYPO3 sites. For example, like I said, public sector intranets or a football club website or a corporate website, portfolio websites. So it's easier to start a project with TYPO3. And in the underlying functionality, we implemented something which is called sets, and sets will allow to exchange settings, but also to have one central place where all settings are bundled from a technical point of view. So even not only for the editor or for integrator, but also for the developer, TYPO3 version 30 will be really great. What in terms of configuration and yeah, setting up TYPO3.
Perfect. So what exactly have you been working on for the newest release?
Sorry?
What exactly have you been working on for the newest release?
For the new release, I helped, as I said, by building the sets. We had a lot of discussions about that and a lot of conceptual phases. Also, we had some meetings at the TYPO3 community sprint about it. So, yeah, actually, I'm currently not working on the sets. I'm currently working on the content rendering stuff, so that it will be easier to render content in the front end without all the TypoScript and stuff like that. And I'm also working on a new feature which is called Creation Wizards, which will allow to have step-by-step guides to create any kind of records. Yeah, making the user experience much more useful.
Perfect. Thanks. So in early 2020, you did an interview with Benny Mac, where you said that you would like to work on one big feature that gets merged into core. In the years since then, do you think you've accomplished that? And
yeah,
so,
sure.
What has it been?
Yeah, the first big thing which was implemented in core is the multi-factor authentication, which I built, I think, in 2 months or so. Yeah, this was a really great feature itself, but also a really great experience for me to build such a huge thing which everybody is using now.
Okay, so basically that's already it. So thanks for taking the time. If people want to get in touch with you afterwards, where can they meet you next? Which events are on your next list, and how can they contact you?
They can contact me in any kind they like, on Slack or Twitter or via email. And I don't know, my next event will be the community sprint, and afterwards, as a no-brainer, I'm on the dev days. Surely I will be at the TYPO3 Camp Munich, I think. And yeah.
Okay, thank you, Ollie.
Thank you.
And now a message from our second sponsor, Pluswerk. Pluswerk is a leading TYPO3 agency for corporate websites that specialises in complex web projects. They're a TYPO3 Association Platinum member and a TYPO3 Solution Partner, and are actively involved in the community through various events. As a committed member of the community, they rely on open source software for maximum flexibility and security, supported by a team of certified TYPO3 specialists. To find out more, visit pluswerk.digital. So I wanted to take this opportunity to talk a little bit about two conferences I attended at the start of the year. Both events were held in central London and were each aimed at two very different audiences. The first event was UK GovCamp 24, a one-day unconference held annually in central London. The event itself is aimed at individuals working in IT and the public sector. With no set speaker or session list, the unconference format allows attendees to pitch potential talks to other guests and have them vote on which talks they'd like to see take place. This year, we saw a number of talks being selected, covering a range of topics including data privacy, the continued use of AI in the public sector, and several discussions regarding the financial challenges facing the public sector at both local and national levels. Our main objective at the event was to listen and gain a better understanding of some of the challenges government departments face, and in return talk about how TYPO3 is being used in Central Europe and around the world to tackle similar challenges. One common theme being discussed was surrounding the use of multi-language and how important it is to select a content management system with rock-solid support for publishing content in multiple languages, as well as a legal requirement to give employees the ability to use internal software such as a CMS in their chosen language. In addition, we also heard about the challenges some departments have in recruiting developers with their chosen CMS stack, and the difficulties they face when competing with the private sector to retain talent. No good conference is complete without some freebies to take home. As the official merchandise sponsor for this year's event, we were pleased to offer each attendee a branded GovCamp water bottle and tote bag. Coupled with our brand new TYPO3 signage, we had curious attendees visiting our booth throughout the day, providing us with the perfect opportunity to talk about TYPO3, its feature set, and the incredible community behind it. Moving on to our second event, PHP UK needs no introduction. As one of the largest and oldest developer conferences in Europe, we were pleased to be one of this year's gold sponsors for the two-day event held in the stunning brewery venue in central London. As you can probably tell, PHP UK is aimed squarely at developers, and with 24 talks over 2 days, there was something for everyone. With over 350 people in attendance, including friends from the Laravel, Symfony and Doctrine communities, we felt right at home. Similar to GovCamp, we had our own booth with our now infamous backlit signage on display. As well as having some very nice custom TYPO3 lanyards and our classic TYPO3 pens on offer, we also gave participants the opportunity to win tickets to this year's Developer Days conference. The response was incredible, with over 40 attendees entering our draw to win a ticket. As a result, 4 lucky winners will be flying down to southern Germany this summer to attend the TYPO3 Developer Days. Contrary to popular belief, TYPO3 has had a strong presence in the UK, having been used both in the public and private sectors, and it's still being used today by agencies and organisations in the UK, including health agencies in the north of England, government organisations in Wales, and it's also being used by one of the largest political parties in the UK in what will be a very busy year for UK politics. A lot of the people who we spoke to at both events told us that they had used the CMS in the past, but it had been a long time ago, and their understanding of TYPO3 only went as far back as versions 4 and 6. One of the core talking points for us at PHP UK was to remind people that we've seen an extensive overhaul of the back end, and our documentation has seen drastic improvements over the last 10 years. It was also great to see our friends at Praetor Reigns, a UK-based TYPO3 agency, taking part at both events, and talking about how they use TYPO3 in their projects. These 2 events mark the first time we, as a community, have had a presence and actively contributed to events in the UK, and that in itself marks a major milestone given TYPO3's age. Over the combined course of 3 days, we spoke to many people who wanted to find out more about TYPO3 and the people and organisations it serves. We also took the time to tell people about the massive improvements we've seen over the last 3 releases, and encouraged former editors, integrators and developers alike to take a look at TYPO3 again for the next project. Going forward, you can expect to see us taking an even more active role in the UK. We are already planning our return to PHP UK next year, with a set of workshops planned for the event. And for me personally, having been part of the TYPO3 community for the last 15 years, it was a pleasure to finally get to represent and promote TYPO3 in the UK. And that's it for this month's episode. As always, thank you for listening, and thank you for being part of the community. If you'd like to get in touch, you can email us at podcast@typo3.com. And until next time, see you soon. Take care.